chill. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's that, baby?
This was real. This was it right here.
I thought I knew it from someone like Persian.
Wild Magnolia official is right here, you heard me? Wild Magnolia. What up, man? That's the shirt I'm digging at, you heard me? This is a Magnolia too, you heard me?
I know where I'm at, you heard me?
Officially with the hit 'em hard niggas, you heard me? You know it's out with me, you heard me?
I told him I was gonna hold it.
Shouts out to both of the Avs, you heard me? Martin Luther King and Washington Ave, you know what I'm talking about, you heard me?
We here, you heard me?
See, I've been trying to tell y'all all day.
Yeah.
The N.O. is real.
Yeah.
That's why I fucks with the N.O. Alright? All day, every day. That's why Rap City, we had so many shows related to New Orleans, because it's so real out here, man.
It's too real.
And it's nothing but love, and it's real. Young City, what's
man,
good?
what's the hours of baby?
I'm chilling,
cool,
man.
You heard me? You know, this is my city right here. I'm the Prince of the South, you heard me? I'm holding it down, but I can't lie to you.
Alright. Now, let's go back to the beginning that people really got exposed to Young City. You're formerly known as the artist Choppa.
Yeah.
Alright. So, a lot of people probably, when they first called on to the show, if they knew anything about New Orleans music, any Dirty South music, they were like, wait a minute, I know Choppa from Master P was already signed and already out.
Right.
And then I don't think this is the same Choppa.
No.
So how was the name, how'd the name come about for you?
Well, honestly, you know what I'm talking about? In my hood, uptown, you know what I'm talking about? They always called me Choppa because that's what I always told. Honestly speaking, you know, I was at the time, I was, a wild little dude, you know what I'm talking about? Wilding out, as usual, as a product of my environment, you know what I'm talking about? And they just gave me the name Choppa. My whole squad, they just gave me the name Choppa. You know how you grow up, right? You know what I'm talking about? They just gave me the name Choppa, like, I'm trying to get a deal. I tried to get on, but at the time they had another Choppa, but I didn't really think that he was the real deal to me.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about? Honestly speaking, I really didn't think it was the real deal. I thought I was the real New Orleans, the uptown New Orleans. You know what I'm talking about? And I was gonna come with it. So I stuck with the name, and I was willing to do whatever for that name because that's my name. At the end of the day, I'm Young City. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm always Choppa. I'm always CHOP, man.
So what made you feel that the artist everybody knew was Choppa first wasn't the real deal, that you could like really hold down better than him as Choppa?
Well, honestly speaking, like I said, if I get something, I'm gonna run with it. You know what I'm talking about? And Young City, Choppa, Young City was just a name the band gave me. Choppa is the name that I always had. You know what I'm talking about? But so I was just I was just who I was. You know what I'm talking about? Whoa, what's the album? Yep. You know what I'm talking about? Choppa is me. At the end of the day, it's me. That's who I am.
So what's the relationship? I mean, both you and Choppa are both here in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So is there a relationship, or what's that relationship like?
Honestly, it's irrelevant on what's going on with me right now. You know what I'm talking about? I really don't want to talk about dude because he's really irrelevant.
All right.
Honestly speaking, when I came with the name Choppa, and I guess dude didn't like that. You know what I'm talking about? I guess dude felt like, I had the name, but really I had the name. You know what I'm talking about? It was just, I guess it was the first person to, you know what I'm talking about? And honestly speaking, from the band thing, everybody in the world know me as Choppa. Everywhere I go, you know what I'm talking about? They always call me Choppa everywhere I go. On that band thing, I blew it like the world trade. You know what I'm talking about? So at the end of the day, I'm Choppa. You know what I'm talking about? He doing this thing, I'm doing my thing. I felt like it was a big animosity thing because I didn't come hating on him. You know what I'm talking about? He came hating on me. And all I'm doing is defending myself. You know what I'm talking about? I'm a real G. You know what I'm talking about? And these streets, you know what I'm talking about? I'm well known here, reputation bound. You know what I'm talking about? So, I guess it was just a jealousy.
So now let's move forward a little bit. So you're running as Young City now as far as a label and all that. How did that come about? The name Young City?
The Young City thing, that's something the band called it. So it's like Young City, I'm like the Prince of the City.
You know, did you have to do it because of like legally he came out first?
I most definitely had to do it legally. You know what I'm talking about? I did it legally because, Bad Boy and then whoever, No Limit, and they Bad Boy was telling me like you can't come with Choppa, and I'm letting them know like that's me. I guess business-wise, I had to learn the business. You know what I'm talking about? I learned the business real quick since the college. The band was college to me. You know what I'm talking about? Some graduated with good grades, some graduated with bad grades. I'm just fortunate to be doing my thing. And Young City is just what the band called me because they still call me Choppa City. Choppa City is just what they called it, you know what I'm talking about? And Young City just came because I was young. At the band time, all of them was like in their 20s, and I was the only one that was like 17, 16, if y'all didn't know by now.
So let's talk for a second about the band. Now, I'll be the first one to know that just the way niggas see you on TV, don't mean that that's the way you really are.
No, it's not.
They start to think about you a certain way.
No.
Like I'm talking about from first-hand experience.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
I respect you.
So, do you feel like when you had the chance, because obviously the show gets filmed first, and then you back home, or wherever you at watching.
Exactly
so
how
did you feel like all right, you watching yourself, but that's not really you.
Exactly. That's exactly how I felt. I felt as though, like I said, I was stupid in the game. You know what I'm talking about? I was a young guy. All I wanted to do was just get signed because I knew I was hot. You know what I'm talking about? I just wanted to get signed. Anybody wanted to sign me at the time, as me thinking how I was thinking back in the G, I was just like, anybody that signed me, I'm with it. You know what I'm talking about? And MTV and Bad Boy ended up doing the thing. You know, I was just hungry. You know, I was just tired of living on the floor. You know what I'm talking about? I wanted to get me.
So looking back now, all right, so Making the Band 2 is over. Band album is done, it's in the can, it's already out. The video came out and so forth. How do you feel about that whole experience now, looking back on it?
Well, honestly, I can honestly say I appreciated it, you know, because they knew me from my face. You know what I'm talking about? Since like the band thing. The band thing was college at the end of the day, but after the band thing, I felt kind of bad to myself because I'm like, man, I'm famous because of my face. I'm famous because of my like how they portrayed me on TV.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Well, really, it was another thing they did because they really edited. Right. You know what I'm talking about? When they edited, you know what I'm talking about? I can't say I didn't do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just they edited and I was like, oh man, that ain't me. You know, and people looking at me thinking I'm a wild coon. You know, I used to be like that. I'm not like that. I'm really like official with it. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, you know how niggas really think in the street sometimes, like, you know, everybody got a fucking opinion. Like, they're like assholes, everybody got one.
Exactly.
You know, and a lot of times, did you feel like anybody kind of thought, like, yo, son really's kind of playing himself because he's in this band that got put together? It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even really like they got this singer, they got this, you know, Rastafarian nigga, they got, you know, this other shit, and they all putting together, and like, it don't even look real. Did you ever have that feeling, either while you was doing it or after?
Right. I mean, you know, I really didn't kill what nobody said. You know what I'm talking about? I really did not kill. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever somebody said, I didn't care about it. You know what I'm talking about? I was just trying to, at the time, I wasn't really thinking of it like, I'm in this group, because we really didn't know we was going to be in a group. We thought we was just going to make an audition and the best one mixed. Okay. I didn't think it was making the band at first.
Okay.
You know, but I ain't really think it was making the band, but I was just like, hey, I signed up papers, so I'm already here.
Right.
I just got to do what I could for the situation that I'm in. You know what I'm talking about? And at the time, it was the best thing for me, because I wouldn't have became who I am right now if it wasn't for it.
No doubt, no doubt. So, like, would you say you have any regrets from that whole Making the Band experience?
I could give it 80 to 20. Okay. 80% I'm fortunate. 20% I regretted it because, you know, I said to myself, you know how you got them conscience, bro. And I talked to myself, you know, I was like, man, what if I would have just stuck with this, came out solo, and would have got it, and would have got big quicker than what I would have did with the band? Because once you did with the band, people think that group thing and MTV, you think it's a gimmick. You know what I'm talking about? Young City ain't no gimmick, man. You know what I'm talking about?
I see you in the hood right now. I see you in the streets.
I'm here, baby.
So now here goes another question from the Making the Band. And like, you know, I ain't trying to come with you the whole thing Making the Band,
cool.
but that's like what people really know your face from.
Let's go.
So you and Babs, was that like part of just like TV fiction, or was that something kind of real?
Honestly speaking, man, let's gotta keep it real with you.
Keep it real.
All right, pimpin', look here. The Making the Band thing and Babs, it was like, Babs my people, you know what I'm talking about? Babs, she real cool with me, you know what I'm talking about? We click like this year, and you know how it is when I was young at the time, mind you. You know what I'm talking about? You know how it is when you're in the desert, you think everything water. But not the badly, but it's just like, that's my people, and you know.
All right.
What it is.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, at the end of that season, right?
Right.
When they said, all right, Puff shut the whole shit down.
Right.
All right. He was like, all right, but I'm holding on to Ness and I'm holding on to Babs.
Right.
What really went through your mind right then and there?
Okay. I can't tell you I felt bad, because I didn't. I was just like, cool, you know, it is what it is. If you felt like that, do you. I'm gonna do me regardless, because, like I said, my feet, one of my toes is in the dough. Both of them wasn't in there at the time, you know, and I'm still trying to get it now, but I'm doing excellent now. But at the time, you know, one of my feet's in the door, so I'm like, you know, I got some hope. You know what I'm talking about? And I had the attitude where I really didn't care. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, I ain't tripping. You know, this ain't go good anyway. Right. You know what I'm talking about? It just made my face famous. This ain't really go good anyway. And I was just like, I'm just gonna go with another label. That's the thing. I'm gonna go with another label, and I'm gonna blow it just to show them that I was that one. You know what I'm talking about? And when they called me back, I ain't gonna lie to you though, man. I was home like, damn, I can't believe that I can't believe it went down like that.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? But the majority of it was mainly feeling like, oh well.
Right.
But you know, they end up
Like a
calling
real G would do.
Yeah. I said, oh well, you know, I'm a man. You know what I'm talking about? You know, at the time I was what, 17, 18, going on 28.
Right.
So I'm a man, you know what I'm talking about? A lot of things happened to me, so for that to happen, it wasn't really a big deal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
man.
what's the future for Young City?
Oh man, beautiful thing.
Yeah, there's some ladies out
Yes,
here,
it is.
man. What's up, man? They hollering while the interview is going on. Let's just
Thank
be very
you.
clear about that. All right?
Oh, you already
No doubt,
know.
no doubt.
You always down with
All right.
somebody. I'm calling it.
645, we in the NO, popping it off on the interview tip. All right? And like I said, we just really keeping it real, right?
Keep it
All
real.
right? Did you ever feel at any point like Diddy was just trying to like make y'all do stupid shit just to shine?
I most definitely felt like that.
Right. Because you know, like it was mad jokes running around behind walking to Brooklyn for cheesecake.
I done walked for the cheesecake, now I got cheesecake, oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
But yo, just keeping it real, a lot of dudes say, yo, you know what? Dude told me to walk to Jersey for cheesecake. I would have did it for the shop.
You all right?
All right. So just keeping it all the way funky. But like, you know, certain things it seemed like it was like something to kind of like break your will. It seemed like, all right,
Hurt your pride.
how much do you really want it?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man, Links. You see, everything that happened on there they made me do, I did it because I was not trying to go back to this, sleeping on my cousins on the floor, getting high level in these streets. I was trying to really make something of my life. You know what I'm talking about? My brother did. You know what I'm talking about? All my people did. You know what I'm talking about? I'm tired of it. You know, I got tired of it, and I was just willing to do whatever it took to get out of it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. You get it how you live down here. I wanted to get my mom, you know, a nice place. I had the bigger picture when he was making me do things. I didn't. The pride really didn't hurt me. It was just get you, cousin, get you. You better get you now because if you say forget this now, you going back on that flow.
Down. How hard was it, like, you know, to live with them other niggas during the whole, like, making a band experience? I mean, you had chicks up in there, you had Sarah, she ain't like no smoke.
Right.
You had Ness, who was trying to get on as hard as you were.
Right.
All right, and it seemed like y'all were clashing a little bit. Right. Not because, like, you know, y'all didn't like each other, but I think probably because y'all both wanted it so bad.
Honestly speaking, with that situation, with me and Ness thing, it was more of a competition. It was more of a, he knew I'm the golden child. At the end of the day, man, Link, I'm gonna blow and you gonna see it. You know what I'm talking about? He knew that he felt like Ness is my people. And he felt like it's competition.
Hans was talking because niggas is trying to jack whips right there, but we're gonna keep the interview going on.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool. You know, haters.
Competition. So, all right, so now, all right, before we wrap it up, like, what's the situation, what's the relationship with the people who came through the experience of making a band with you right now?
I mean, like I say, it was college. You know how it is in college. You ain't grew up with them. You know, you went to college with them. You know, y'all graduated, some didn't. Keep going with your life, man.
All right, no doubt.
Business is business, that's what I learned.
Now I'm gonna ask some stupid shit right now, all right? Do you ever foresee a band reunion album going down?
Never worried at 22nd. Never worried at 22nd.
All right?
I wouldn't do it again.
Hey, no doubt.
I don't once I'm solo now, because I'm tired of people seeing me as a making a band dude. I'm really official with it, as you seen. I'm really official with it. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't, soon, they ain't gonna be looking at me like that.
All right, bet. Big shouts out my dude. Yo, I gotta say
man.
this on camera. I respect your grind. I respect how much you want. I respect your
appreciate
hustle.
that.
Thanks, Choppa.
It's entrepreneur. Hey. Say, homie.